I can't for the life of me figure out why I'm so reluctant to just get out here and do this. But I'm doing it. I am going to do a tour of my garden. This is pretty much just for my own sort of video journal of how things are coming along. A lot of new stuff for me this year. Last fall I planted 12,000 bulbs. About half of those were down here. My house is a rectangle that runs roughly east to west, and looking south here, it's on a steep slope, and so the south side of the house is actually pretty tall, you know, two tall stories, and then the north side is at ground level. You'll see that a little later in the video. But yeah, this first like 12 feet or so from that pathway there is all planted with 6,000. There was a total of 3,000 different crocuses, and then 1,500 fritillaria and 1,500 Dutch iris, which have already come and gone. Those were great. I even had flowers from them in like mid-January. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Trying to get this zoom just right. Okay, so I have the walkway flowers down there, and this area is the daffodils and daylilies. The remainder of this larger area, which is a total of 2,500 square feet, which has been just an absolute nasty weed fest of difficult weed whacking every year, a couple of times. Now I killed everything in there, a couple of treatments, and then I tilled it up and pulled away all the dead stuff. And you can almost see the haze of green that's coming in, because there is roughly 1.5 million wildflower seeds, annuals, cast over this whole area. So that should be pretty fun. Let's see if things are being pretty. This is the solarium in here, where I spend most of my time reading largely. Let's go out and see the rest of the garden. All right. So we'll just do the circuit and try to keep this under 15 minutes. Out here, yeah, so this is the east end of the house, which is a straw bale construction. And along the north is this sort of ground level walkway. It's actually sub-ground level, because there's the parking lot up here is where the ground level really is. It's just a steady slope that just goes down and down. And yeah, anyhow, got a blueberry and honeysuckle, one there, and then 2 more here. Had a lot of trouble with these last, I got them all midsummer, and then they did really great, and then just got smacked down with this fungus, which so far I don't see any trace of it. I put a bunch of tulips in here this year. These are all new bulb lasagnas, you know, like basically 8 inches down, there's, you know, 5 or 7 lilies or so of both the oriental, let me get this right, the Asiatic and the oriental, right? Anyhow, the ones that flower earlier, which are the Asiatic, and then the Lilium, which flower in like July and August. And then a bunch of, you know, 5 or 6 daffodils, 6 or 7 tulips maybe, Dutch iris, crocus, Chianoxida. And this is all new stuff too, very exciting year. 5 more planters, same kind of thing, bulb lasagnas. There's about 500 tulips in here. That's my deer detector. So that goes off. The deer won't, they're not gonna come in this way through like all the decking and stuff. I don't think they have the balls to do that, but they could certainly come in this area over here that leads to the woods. It's open to the woods. But now this motion sensor here will send a blast. It's targeted pretty much to just hit that area they would walk in. So if they try to come in that way, they won't be able to get to all of these back here, which are daffodils and tulips so far mostly. And the crocosmia, the Lucifer crocosmia, another few hundred tulips there. See, now if I had done this, if I had done all this beforehand, I would have had a really good before video. But I didn't. So along here is very nice. This gets really beautiful. All sedums. These all green up and then have beautiful various flowers sort of randomly at different times of the year. Just looks like crap right now. The 4 larger pots have, their main job is to support the clematis, or clematis, I suppose. I'd say clematis. I'm just gonna say clematis. Hate me. Yeah, and that's been like 5 or 6 years to get these guys established. And I finally got a bunch of flowers, especially off of this one. You can see it's actually, I guess this is a type group 1 or group 3? The one that grows up out of old growth. The first flowers, so it'll do a batch of flowers early and then a batch of flowers later in the year. What else have we got? This is not much to look at over here, but this is just sort of like sedum chaos. It's often really pretty depending on what's flowering, this whole bank. I've been bringing in the 7/8 inch river pebbles. And now I have a load in the truck waiting to spread around. Been doing it real slow. I got the first 3 loads just for here, probably in my first year when I was here. Been here 6 years now, and I've done 5 or 6 more loads so far. So it's starting to get pretty nice. This was just a rock pile covered with blackberries last summer. Just total nasty mess. Basically, they used it to throw all the rocks. When they were clearing out the parking lot, they just tossed it all over here. It's like a big garbage can. Now there are 1,000 bulbs planted, a whole bunch of beautiful lilies along the back. And then these are grouped in somewhat, hopefully artistic fashions in about 5 different sections that have a different type of tulip with a group of particular daffodils. Same thing here, this one. And you can see the variations, pretty intense. Like, all these daffodils have shot up here, and there's the same number of daffodils planted everywhere else in the bed, but these ones, wow, bold. Same with these tulips. Definitely the most robust, juicy looking, big cloak. I always think of these as like a cloak around like maybe a vampire or something like that. That's how when they first start coming up, they've got this high collared cloak around their back, around the neck. Got another deer detector here, not really working, so I have a replacement for that. These Black & Decker things are just crapola. But so far, no deer have eaten my stuff. And I live in the woods, way up here, out here, away from everybody. Last house at the end of a long road. So lots and lots of deer hang out in the neighborhood. And I'm doing good, 8 minutes. This is perfect. So now, down the driveway, just a little area, a few giant hyacinth here. I have to say, giant hyacinth, I think might be the sexiest thing. Oh my God, I have about 80 of them that I planted along here. Yeah. This little pathway garden, this has basically rows from front to back. There were 160 crocus, which have all done their thing. I missed those. Crocus are funny because you're always like waiting. It looks like it's gonna be, they're gonna get even better. They're gonna get even better. There's gonna be even more. They're gonna be bigger. And then they just start dying. You never really know. They also can sit there and wait for a long time, sort of in a dormant flower state, wait for some sunshine before they really open up. But these hyacinths, also they smell amazing. I should turn on the scent cam. Okay, I turned on the scent cam, so go ahead and smell your phone. Right, wouldn't that be cool? iPhone 30, maybe we'll have that. Yeah, I'm a sucker. I can smell them right now. Oh my God. This fall, I'm gonna try to do like, there's 100 of these giant hyacinths. I've got an area in mind that I want to put 1,000 of them. What I'm trying to decide is whether I want to try to group them by cool color combinations, you know, like pairs of colors. and have like, you know, 100 or 200 that are all like, let's say, I love this coral one. What would the coral one go well with? The thing is, all the colors, they get along great. Be no problem if it was just pure color chaos. But, all right. I don't think I'm gonna walk down there now, but I'm just gonna say that this daylily area here, that's gonna be a bunch of work. I didn't really kill everything off. I just sort of pulled stuff out. So I'm gonna have to go through there once things really start growing. I'll probably have to walk through here every couple of weeks and pull out all the volunteers. Very aggressive sort of baseline growth here of just, you know, sort of nasty stuff, lots of long stickery things and like, you know, scrubby, weedy, robust, vigorous weeds. So this is 30 daylilies, and you can't really see much of them. You can see the dandelions. Basically, I planted around 3 dandelions in a little sort of casual triangle around each of these daylilies. These will start to be really fun in like 2 months, I think. And then, yeah, here's, I guess this is kind of fun. You get to see the last of the crocus. I get to see it. We get to see it. Whoever watches this gets to see it. So I'm down here at the level of what I call the flower field now. And interestingly, you know, the crocus aren't just about what time of year it is for when they flower, but it's also when they were planted. Because I planted this gradually over 6 weeks. And you can see the first rows, as it were, have already, all the crocus are pretty much gone until you get down to the ones that I planted like in mid-December. And then those are really just starting to flower. Let's see, zoom in a little. And those are gonna be, the ones that are flowering now are gonna be the I think they call them the Dutch crocus or the giant crocus. And the earlier ones, which have come and gone, were the Okay, well, I meant to zoom in, but I pressed stop instead. So I'll see if I'm able to connect this video to that one. I'm just gonna do 2 more minutes. This is last little sort of flower garden area. Super pretty. I guess maybe because you just get to get really up close to everything. Still some beautiful crocus going on here. Another example of where them getting planted later, even though it's getting past their ideal calendar time. Yeah, super sweet. And then these little clusters of small, maybe those are jonquils. I am a pretty crappy manager of my data. I sometimes will keep track, like some of these containers that I put bulb lasagnas in, probably about 2/3 of them I did really careful labeling. Then I kind of got burned out. Like I said, it's hard to wrap your head around this, but I planted 12,000 bulbs last fall. And there's looking up at the house from the east side, my beautiful house. And this is the last and maybe the least section. I like the pink hyacinth against the blue wall. Some daffodils are gonna come in. That's gonna be about it. There'll be a few daylilies hopefully here. I'll tell you one big lesson from last fall, or summer and fall, was ordering from various different online nursery sources. Some of them were so bad. Oh my God, this one called Easy to Grow. Nasty. They sent me, some of the stuff was like slimy brown dead things. It's crazy that they would charge money for that. That's the end of my circuit. Okay, but oh yeah, the best of all, and the reason I started ordering thousands of bulbs was because I found a place that had good quality, great reputation, and the bulbs were relatively very affordable. Like half the price on average of what you pay for like Brex. And it's Van Engelen, V-A-N-E-N-G-E-L-E-N. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll try to do this once a week. We shall see.